Plaintiff John McElroy Sr. and his niece Tammy say the defendant is the town liar who once got a loan for his mother's funeral, despite the fact that his mother was alive. John felt sorry for the defendant, so he gave him several loans, but he has yet to be repaid. Defendant Jason Winkowski met John through his son, and he claims John was a good friend. Jason says he often worked on John's home and his car, so he assumed he was working off his debt. He's countersuing for harassment.
Start with you.
Well, sir, this guy here, Jason, he's a town liar, like a town drunk, you know. He reminds me of the guy that was walking down the road drunk. And he ran across this preacher and some people getting baptized. So the preacher took him over there to baptize him, you know. He stuck his head under the water, held him about 5 seconds, brought him back up, said, did you see Jesus? He said, no. He stuck his head back under there again, held him for about 10 seconds, said, you see Jesus that time? He said, no. Back in the water again for a whole minute. Brought him up and he said, you see Jesus that time? He said, no, you sure this is where he fell in at? Okay. Well, Jason, he's like that.
Perhaps when we finish with him today, he may want to see Jesus.
Well, he found Jesus.
He may win today, though. He did find Jesus finally.
Jesus because Jesus resurrected his mother from the dead. He claimed his mother was dead and needed $300
and
to go to her funeral, and then she come back to Flint looking for him. Jesus found him.
Sir, why don't you tell me about this mother story? I want to hear that before I even let him go any further. Did you claim your mother had passed and it was untrue?
No, it was a miscommunication that happened with that.
Miscommunication you had with your mother?
No, with them over that.
Tell me what you said and what you intended to say.
It was somebody else. It was somebody else in the family, and it was an intention just to go up north for a trip. I really don't know where all that came from.
Someone else in your family passed on
quite a while ago, and it was just a trip up north towards Christmas time. And I don't know.
So you were defrauding them, period. Go ahead, sir. Go ahead and finish.
Well,
you telling me about his character. What else you want me to know about his character? How long have you known him in town?
I've known him about 4 or 5 years, between 4 or 5 years.
And he has a reputation as a liar. Go ahead.
And, you know, I feel sorry for him a lot of times because I thought he was trying to get on his feet. In my day, a man trying to get on his feet, you should help him, so just kick him on down, you know. And I'd try to help him, and then all he'd do is just lie about it. He'd tell me he's going to pay me back this day, and it never comes. Or
is he a dope head?
I don't know.
Nobody's ever said he's on dope?
No.
You on dope?
No.
Who you going up north to get? What state?
In Michigan, Upper Peninsula.
Oh, that's where they grow the weed. You're going to buy some dope. Who are you kidding? Go ahead, sir.
Your Honor, you can guarantee that if he said no, it's just the opposite of what he said. Everything that he said is just the opposite.
So we just proved he's on dope, in your opinion.
That's right.
All right. She said, not me. She said that's her opinion. Go ahead.
He borrowed the money for this. He borrowed the money for that. Like, he borrowed my truck, you know, and blew the transmission and the engine up, you know, and all this kind of stuff.
Go up north.
Now, that was to pick up a truck up north. And this sort of thing. I gave him I bought the motor. I had to, you know.
Right.
I bought the motor, bought the transmission, and he was to pay half of what it cost and then put it in for me. The labor, because he's a pretty good mechanic, you know.
Okay. Did he do that?
No, sir.
Okay.
When the transmission and the motor come in, the Chevrolet dealer, I had to go buy it. Then he wasn't nowhere to find to get it put in. So I had to pay somebody else to put it in for me.
Sir, what do you want to tell me in terms of the background with the plaintiffs who say that they've tried to help you, and secondly, with the reputation that you have in your community, which they say is a bad one. You're the town, not crier, but the town liar.
Your Honor, I met Lee, it's been about 5-6 years ago, and to start, you know, he was a real good friend. I met him through his son, and it was probably a couple years we knew each other. And things started, I mean, it started slowly going downhill, you know. I met Tammy about 3 or 4 years ago, and that's when, you know, I've tried to do things to help Lee out too. You know, I've done a lot of work to his vehicles. I've done work on his house. You know, I mean, if he'll call me, his hot water heater goes out, I'm right over there, put a hot water heater in, you know, sand my deck, stain my porch,
Okay.
you know, things like that. I've tried, you know,
Was he paying you for those things?
Well, he had given me a little bit of money then, and then I was under the assumption that I would work some off, but I never.
You work some of the loan. That's
Yes.
kind of what you're getting to. Your defense is that you were to work some of the loans he's suing you for
Yeah.
off.
Yes.
All right. Tell me about, you have a list of loans, or since it sounds like there's quite a few, how many loans did
That
you?
is the amount that he's actually paid off, and this.
Okay. How many loans did you make to him in total? Just maybe give me the number. Was it 3 loans, 4 loans?
About 5.
5 loans, totaling how much?
$4,829.
$4,829?
Yes,
And
sir.
how much has he repaid?
About 900.
All right. So that's where you come with the $3,929. Did you repay $900 or any more than that?
Yeah, I've given him $900 in cash.
All right. Sir, did you agree to allow him to deduct the amount he owed you by working it off?
Yes, sir, but
How much?
well, it's according, like when it's standing in the front porch, I would have going to knock $100 off. But he got halfway across the porch, Your Honor, and that's the way it's still yet. You know?
Did you finish the porch?
The porch is done and the house is done.
The dead relative was supposed to finish the other half.
Right.
Exactly.
And then,
Is it all completed now?
yeah, Tammy did it.
You didn't say
house-
she did it. I'm asking you if you did it.
The house, she did the front wall of it and the shutters, and that was because
What about the porch?
The porch,
Yes.
I sanded the porch and stained the porch.
All of it?
Yes,
You completed the total job of the porch.
yes.
Do you have a precise amount that is to be deducted for a particular amount of work?
No, I never really added it. Went through and added it up.
If you don't have a specific number, you don't have an agreement. And I hope folks that are watching recognize that. If you want to enforce an agreement, you will have to have had a specific amount.
And
Yes,
Your Honor,
ma'am.
there's been other jobs, like the hallway that goes from our basement.
You all don't want to
up
get a
into
man
the
some
kitchen.
credit. $200, $300.
Because of the simple fact he's already been paid for these jobs, the hallway, the porch, the house. He's already
Outside
been
of the
paid.
loans.
Outside of
Cash.
these loans, we paid him cash
Is
for
that
all
true,
of these
sir?
jobs, and he never
A
completed
little bit
not
of
one of
money
these
here and there.
jobs.
That's why I said I was given some cash, but I thought that
Counterclaim for $1,000 for harassment. How so?
it got to the point, you know, where, you know, I mean, I'd show up to do something, and it was fighting,
Fighting how?
arguing
About what?
about a great many things about, you know,
Give me one example.
about things that are supposed to be done, about things that have been done.
Was the issue you weren't completing the work?
I think it was an issue with stuff that was to be done yet, the loans, things like that.
You owed them money.
Right.
And they complained that they didn't believe you completed the work. So those were the two issues?
Yeah.
That's not harassment. That's what you mean by harassment?
Well,
Do you work?
not right now, no.
Huh?
Not right now, no.
Yeah, you know why?
He doesn't complete the job.
Yeah, among other things. Sir, you don't know how much money you're being paid, how much you work off. All we do know is that you receive $4,829, and we're subtracting the $900 that you've already paid. That's why he's suing you for $39.29. Your defense is he was to allow you to work some of it off. I say, what did you work off? You said part of the porch, and they then said they've paid you for the additional work that you did, and you admit that they paid you for some of the work, and you can't define the work that they didn't pay for or the amount you were to receive. They say they paid you everything. You can't tell me what it is they didn't pay you for. So your claim is dismissed for harassment. Yours is granted for the loan, $3,929. Have a good day.
Thank you, Your Honor.